42,000 people. Think about that number for a minute. That is how many people died of opioid overdoses in 2016 here in the U.S., according to the most recent data from the CDC. About 80% of people who use heroin first misuse prescription opioids. Well, a new law that just took effect this week means that Florida now has one of the nation's strictest laws when it comes to prescribing opioids. And the young mother who you're about to meet, she hopes that this new law prevents others from going down a path that nearly cost her her life.
It was by chance that I did the pregnancy test. I remember doing the pregnancy test and putting it on the ground and shooting up while I was waiting for the test results to come back.
Crystal Harrison's all-consuming drive to get high did not stop when she got pregnant. Her opioid addiction started when she was just 16 years old. She says a doctor prescribed her an opioid for about 2 months to help with the pain caused by ovarian cysts.
Prescription ran out, I started looking in the street for them. And I went from Lortabs to oxycodone to heroin to fentanyl.
Her addiction led her to the brink of death. 3 times Narcan revived her. Her addiction led to her losing custody of 3 of her kids permanently.
It destroyed my life. I'm rebuilding. It's like a fire came through a city and burned everything down and everyone in it.
A new law that went into effect July 1st means doctors are now only able to write a prescription for a 3-day supply of opioids for acute pain, or if medically necessary, 7 days. If you need more after that, you will have to be reevaluated by your physician.
Once they hit that 7-day mark, the risk of abuse or adverse events goes up a lot.
Dr. Brian York-Gaitis, a trauma surgeon at UF Health, has seen firsthand what addiction to opioids can do.
No one wakes up today and says, I want to be a drug addict. One of my passions about this is because my cousin died of opioid addiction.
Across the nation, the numbers are staggering. On average, 115 people die a day after overdosing on opioids.
Only about 25% of the prescribed pills are used. So 75% are out there for diversion. Diversion means that non-patients are taking them.
But what about those who legitimately need a longer supply of opioids? So who is exempt from this law?
So patients with chronic pain. So patients that have cancer pain, terminal illnesses that are getting pain medicine, their prescriptions will remain the same. The only thing is that they do have to have a check of the prescription drug monitoring program every time a prescription's written.
3 days before her 4th child was born, Crystal checked into Gateway, an addiction treatment facility in Jacksonville, where she now lives.
This place has saved me. It's helping me get my son back. If I was still in the street, I wouldn't doubt I'd be dead by now.
She's been clean for 6 months now.
This is it, I'm done. I still hear stories now that I'm here by friends left and right that are found dead.
She now hopes this new law will have a big impact on preventing more people from dying and doesn't have an unintended consequence with tighter control on prescription opioids.
When pills got harder to find and more expensive, heroin was easier to find and cheaper. There's pros and cons to everything, and definitely I think some people will find heroin because it's going to become easier for them to get, but some people, it's going to save a lot of people's lives.
She was very brave to share her story, and Crystal told me that she was just awarded full custody of her 6-month-old son. It's a second chance she is grateful for, and she wants everyone to know that help is available. So if you or a loved one is addicted to opioids, we've linked resources where you can turn right now to get help. Just look for this story on firstcoastnews.com.